features put into, same features actually inbuilt into the account. Yeah, I got down there. Now I'm going to walk. I don't know whether you can see, but then that's where CIBC is. There's a real Canadian Superstore. It's actually not cold at all. It's kind of hot and I'm sweating inside. But then I took my jacket because I might be late once I return. So I didn't want to be cold at that time. So I'll let you know the details once I go there and finish off with my appointment. Yeah, so guys, I just got done with CIBC. I'm wearing a mask because I was there inside the branch. So now I'm going to head to Confederation Mall, which is across the... So guys, I just finished banking. I've just come to Confederation Mall. So I had gone to the CIBC branch at Confederation Drive, and I would suggest that you take an appointment with the bank before you visit, because they just don't meet people without appointment. So I had called them yesterday. So what you need to do is go to Google, find out the nearest CIBC branch, call them up and then tell that you would like to visit. So they'll give you a date and then visit them during that time. Make sure you're on time. So I hope all of you know we all have created a GIC student account with various banks. I'm talking specifically about CIBC. So I had done it from India, and I did a flyby payment and deposited the money, around 10,000 CAD, in the CIBC GIC account. So how this works is, it is beneficial if you have the proof of fund in the GIC account, because your chances of your visa getting approved is more when you show proof of fund. So I'll get into more details regarding that later on, but then I'll tell you about what happened in the bank. So yesterday I had called them and they told me that they'll give a call back and let me know about the documents that they require while I visit the branch. So today morning somebody from the branch had called me and then told me that I need to get the GIC welcome letter that the bank sends you once you open the account and your account is opened, and you finalize all the details with them. They send you a welcome letter. So you need to get a printout of the welcome letter, or even I think the mobile is fine. You can always mail it to them once you reach the branch. Then you need to get your passport, also your study permit, which is issued at the airport. So these are the main things that you need to get, but I also carry the enrollment letter, which I had updated a couple of days back with the current address. That is the address I'm staying at, because I needed an address proof for various other reasons, like getting the ID card or getting the license. All of them are asking for an address proof. So for that, I wanted the bank to issue a letter on their letterhead stating that I'm staying in this address. So for that reason, I also carried my enrollment letter. So these are the main documents that you need to carry. So I reached the bank by around 3 p.m. I met one of the representatives there. He was very helpful. I can't tell you how helpful he was, because he guided me all through. I told him that I'm new to Canada and I'm clueless about what I should be doing here, because banking in Canada and banking in India is entirely different. Yeah, obviously some features are the same, but then for example, in India we just have savings account or we have the corporate account, but here for individuals we have savings and checking. So savings is where you actually keep the money, and checking account is where you actually use it for your daily transactions. So these are the information that the representative gave me. I can't mention his name here, but because of privacy reasons, but he was really helpful. So once I went there, he collected all my documents and he started processing it. and he opened a smart account. That is what is given to a student once they join. So all the transactions are free. You don't have any fee or any money being deducted from your account initially, because it's a student account. Then you're also issued a debit card. For me, he issued a Visa card, which I can actually use for my online shopping or any online transactions, and also at stores. So yeah, that's what he did initially. So he collected all the details, and then he issued the debit card first. So then I asked him if I can also get a credit card, which you are eligible for even if you're doing a 1-year course. So make sure you ask for a credit card, because you might be issued a credit card which has around $1,000 as a limit. So this $1,000 is going to be really useful for you guys, because you can build your credit history that way. So it's always suggested that you ask for a credit card. And there were some tips that he told me, that always use your credit card to buy stuff, and make sure you make the payment on the right date, and only use half of your amount. So I got a credit card which is around $1,000. So he asked me to use maximum of $500 when I want to use it, and keep paying it back, so that my credit history increases. So everything in Canada, like if you want to lend money from the bank, or buy a car or buy a house, everything depends on your credit score. So you need to make sure that your credit score is really strong. So for that, you need to start using credit cards. So another way is, in case the bank does not give you a credit card, you can always go for a prepaid credit card, wherein you put $1,000 or $500 into the account, and then you use it like a credit card, and you build your credit history that way. So thankfully the bank did give me a credit card. So that is going to be dispatched. They will collect it and keep it at the branch, because I opted for it. You can also ask them to send it to your address in case you want them to do that. So maybe I need to come back after a week and then collect the credit card. Other than that, I also had some cash in hand, like around $1,000 in my hand, for which I asked him, is it necessary to carry it in hand, or shall I put it in the account? For which he suggested that I put it in the account, because you can tap the card anywhere you're going. So instead of carrying liquid cash in your account, you just put it into the account, in your hand. You put it into the account, and you can use it as and when you want. So I just kept around $200 to $300 in my hand, and the rest I put it into the account. Also, I had some USD which I carried during my travel, so you can always give it to the teller, and then ask them to again deposit that into the account. So these are the things that I did. Other than that, some of the features are that once you download the online the app, you can actually do all the transactions through that. All the transfers are free. And also one more thing, what he told us, I was inquiring about sending money back to India, so they have a global transfer, which is again free. So these are some of the highlights. One thing that he told me is, in case I lose my student the validity of my student permit and I opt to work, then there will be a charge on the account. And if I decide to actually continue my studies, that is in case I want to take one more course and do it, then I need to inform them, and they will again have the same feature. So yeah, it was quite easy. It depends on I've heard some students having trouble once they go to the bank. You just need to be very clear about your questions. Ask them clearly what are the benefits that you're getting, whether you can get a credit card, what are the features in your debit card, what is the limit. You can always change all these things from your app. I've heard CIBC app is very user friendly, so they will also help you register for the first time. They will also help you set the PIN for the first time by going to the ATM. So I don't know whether it was the representative that helped me, or whether all the representatives at the bank are so helpful. Yeah, so that's it, guys. So open your account at the earliest, because that acts as an address proof for you guys, in case you want to take a driver's license, in case you want to give it for your SIN. All these things, this acts as an address proof. You can actually request the bank to give you a letter on their letterhead stating that you're staying on this address. So in case you start working and you want them to credit the salary into your personal account, you can give them this letter with your signature, so that they do the transfers to your account rather than give you cash. So yeah, that's it, guys. If you have any doubts, put your comments on in under the video. I will be able to answer it of whatever knowledge I have. Other than that, hope you're enjoying the videos. Let me know what you would like me to cover in the next videos. I'll do it, you know, as and when I'm going to visit certain places or something. So I'll also yeah, so today I took a bus to Confederation Drive. So you will also see that at the start of the, you would have seen that at the start of the video. So that's all, signing off. This is Mal's Vlogs, and to know more details about student life in Canada or general life in Canada or about food, you need to stay logged in. Bye.